Queen Camilla is furious. She is enraged seeing Princess Catherine wearing the most wanted tiara she inherited from Queen Elizabeth. Why the fury, and why did Princess Catherine wear the most wanted tiara? Is there more to this? Why is this tiara different from other ones? Surely, this and many more questions are popping up in your mind. Stay tuned as we unveil the deep secrets of the British royal family and the reason behind Queen Camilla's fury. Have you ever wondered why female royal family members cherish tiaras? Before we discuss the most wanted tiara that led to Queen Camilla's rage and fury, we need to understand the origin of tiaras and their importance to the royal family, especially to queens. Tiaras originated as simple headbands used to crown Olympic winners and victorious warriors in ancient Greece. Throughout history, diadems have denoted power, and tiaras are more than just beautiful accessories worn by royalty and nobles. They symbolize power, grace, and elegance that have captivated us for centuries. The allure of tiaras is undeniable, and it's no wonder they have become a significant part of the royal family's history and culture. From Egyptian pharaohs to Roman emperors, in the 18th century, decorative diamond-strewn tiaras became the norm among European and Russian royal courts. Queens and empresses commissioned towering tiaras as a visible sign of their sovereignty. When Napoleon was crowned Emperor of France in 1804, his wife, Empress Josephine, wore a spectacular tiara, instigating the tradition of bejeweled headpieces for official occasions. Where royal houses led, society's upper echelons followed. Tiaras became a symbol of aristocratic wealth and status and an investment to be passed down through generations. Tradition dictated that only married women could wear tiaras, so they became essential bridal accessories. The late Queen Elizabeth II wore a diamond-fringed tiara that belonged to her grandmother, Queen Mary, for her wedding in 1947. In turn, she lent it to her daughter, Princess Anne, and her granddaughter, Princess Beatrice, for their nuptials, adding sentimental significance to a magnificent piece of jewelry for the royal family. In Buckingham Palace, tiaras are more than just beautiful accessories worn by royals. They symbolize power, grace, and elegance that have captivated many for centuries. The allure of tiaras is undeniable, and it's no wonder why they have become a significant part of their history and culture. Tiaras are often passed down through generations, making them valuable family heirlooms. The history and stories behind these jewels are part of what makes them so alluring. For example, the Cambridge Lover's Knot tiara, worn by Princess Diana and now worn by the Duchess of Cambridge, has a fascinating history dating back to Queen Mary in the early 20th century. Many members of the royal family have worn the tiara, and its beautiful design and captivating history make it one of the world's most iconic and recognizable tiaras. If the tiara has always been a part of the royal family, it shouldn't be an issue if Princess Catherine decides to wear one. However, Queen Camilla seems furious over a particular tiara that Catherine wore. What is the most wanted tiara, and why did Catherine wear it? Before we look at that, let's unveil details about Camilla's life and how she became a royal. It will surprise you to discover that Queen Camilla became a queen after a broken marriage, and she was not born into a royal family, yet she became the queen. Camilla Rosemary Shand, born on the 17th of July 1947, is Queen of the United Kingdom and the 14 other Commonwealth realms as the wife of King Charles III. Camilla was raised in East Sussex and South Kensington in England. She was educated in England, Switzerland, and France. In 1973, she married British Army officer Andrew Parker Bowles. However, they divorced in 1995. Camilla and Charles were romantically involved periodically before and during each of their first marriages. Thanks to the media, their relationship was highly publicized, attracting worldwide scrutiny. Their love story is interesting and filled with adventures and resistance, especially from their families. Camilla reportedly met Prince Charles in 1970. Andrew Parker Bowles ended his relationship with Camilla in the same year and began courting Princess Anne. Though Camilla and Charles belonged to the same social circle and occasionally attended the same events, they didn't know each other. Giles Brandreth states that they did not first meet at a polo match as many believed. Instead, they first met at the home of their friend Lucia Santa Cruz, where the formal introduction was done. They became close friends and eventually began a romantic relationship, which was well known within their social circle. As a couple, they regularly met at polo matches at Smith's Lawn in Windsor Great Park, where Charles often played. They also became part of a set at Annabelle's in Berkeley Square. Charles met Shan's family in Plumpton as the relationship grew more serious. This also prompted him to introduce her to some of his family members. However, the relationship was put on hold after Charles traveled overseas to join the Royal Navy in early 1973 and ended abruptly afterward. There have been different explanations for why the relationship ended. In his 2008 book Royal, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Robert Lacey wrote that Charles met Camilla too early and had not asked her to wait for him when he went overseas for military duties. Sarah Bradford wrote in her 2007 book Diana that a member of the close circle of his great-uncle, Lord Mountbatten, claimed Mountbatten arranged for Charles to be taken overseas to end the relationship with Camilla to make way for an engagement between Charles and his granddaughter, Amanda Knatchbull. Some sources suggest Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, did not approve of Camilla because she wanted Charles to marry one of the Spencer family granddaughters of her close friend, Lady Fermor. Other sources suggest Camilla did not want to marry Charles but instead Andrew Parker Bowles, as she had an on-and-off relationship with him since the late 1960s. Others claim Charles decided he would not marry until he was 30. Most royal biographers agree that Charles would not have been allowed to marry Camilla had he sought permission. Their love story is interesting and filled with adventures and resistance, especially from their families. Camilla reportedly met Prince Charles in 1970. Andrew Parker Bowles ended his relationship with Camilla in the same year and began courting Princess Anne. Though Camilla and Charles belonged to the same social circle and occasionally attended the same events, they didn't know each other. Giles Brandreth states that they did not first meet at a polo match as many believed. Instead, they first met at the home of their friend Lucia Santa Cruz, where the formal introduction was done. They became close friends and eventually began a romantic relationship, which was well known within their social circle. As a couple, they regularly met at polo matches at Smith's Lawn in Windsor Great Park, where Charles often played. They also became part of a set at Annabelle's in Berkeley Square. Charles met Shan's family in Plumpton as the relationship grew more serious. This also prompted him to introduce her to some of his family members. However, the relationship was put on hold after Charles traveled overseas to join the Royal Navy in early 1973 and ended abruptly afterward. There have been different explanations for why the relationship ended. In his 2008 book Royal, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Robert Lacey wrote that Charles met Camilla too early and had not asked her to wait for him when he went overseas for military duties. Sarah Bradford wrote in her 2007 book Diana that a member of the close circle of his great-uncle, Lord Mountbatten, claimed Mountbatten arranged for Charles to be taken overseas to end the relationship with Camilla to make way for an engagement between Charles and his granddaughter, Amanda Knatchbull. Some sources suggest Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, did not approve of Camilla because she wanted Charles to marry one of the Spencer family granddaughters of her close friend, Lady Fermor. Other sources suggest Camilla did not want to marry Charles but instead Andrew Parker Bowles, as she had an on-and-off relationship with him since the late 1960s. Others claim Charles decided he would not marry until he was 30. Most royal biographers agree that Charles would not have been allowed to marry Camilla had he sought permission. In August 1979, when the Provisional Irish Republican Army murdered Lord Mountbatten, Charles was grief-stricken by his demise and reportedly relied on Camilla Parker Bowles for solace. Rumors began circulating among the Parker Bowles' close friends and polo-playing communities that Camilla and Charles had rekindled their intimate relationship. A source close to Parker Bowles confirmed that they had rekindled as lovers by 1980. There are also claims by royal staff that it occurred earlier. Parker Bowles' husband, Andrew, approved of the affair while he had numerous lovers throughout their marriage. Many believed his approval was because he didn't want any feuds with Prince Charles. Nevertheless, Charles soon began a relationship with Lady Diana Spencer, whom he married in 1981. Camilla and Charles's affair became public knowledge a decade later, damaging Charles's public image. Eventually, Charles and Camilla married in 2005, and she became Queen Consort in 2022 when Charles ascended the throne. Today, Queen Camilla carries out royal duties, representing the monarch and supporting charitable causes. Despite her commitment, Queen Camilla was reportedly furious upon seeing Princess Catherine wearing the most wanted tiara. Why did this cause such a reaction? To understand this, we must explore Princess Catherine's role in the royal family and her significance as the Princess of Wales. Supporting the British monarch, she and William set up a gift fund held by the Foundation of Prince William and Prince Harry in March 20. This was to allow well-wishers who wanted to give them a wedding gift to donate money to charities they care about instead. The gift fund supported 26 charities of the couple's choice. In June 2012, the Foundation of Prince William and Prince Harry was renamed to reflect Catherine's contribution to the charity. Unlike the former name, it is now known as the Royal Foundation of the Prince and Princess of Wales. She holds several charitable patronages. Princess Catherine, an art history graduate, also took an interest in art and handpicked the art room, which helped disadvantaged children access art therapy before its closure, and the National Portrait Gallery. She acquired the Lawn Tennis Association's patronage, All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club, Action for Children, and the Royal Photographic Society after Queen Elizabeth II passed them down. She became patron of the Foundling Museum commemorating the Foundling Hospital in 2019. Catherine was also a local volunteer leader with the Scout Association in North Wales, of which Queen Elizabeth II was patron, before being made co-president in September 2020 alongside the Duke of Kent. Princess Catherine is an influential woman with the royal family's best interest at heart. However, it seems her relationship with her stepmother-in-law is chaotic and is nothing to write home about. If not, how else can you explain that Queen Camilla was furious seeing her with the tiara? The turbulent relationship between Queen Camilla and Princess Catherine is quite complicated and intense. Despite the two being in the royal family and sharing the same interest and passion for charity, there are reports of tension between the two, with Camilla allegedly viewing Catherine as an outsider due to her non-royal background. Queen Camilla, who comes from an aristocratic family, was said to have been hesitant about Princess Catherine joining the royal family, even asking Charles to persuade William to end the relationship. However, despite these initial reservations, the two women appear to have developed a more cordial relationship over time. They have been spotted together at various royal events, and Catherine has even photographed Camilla for a magazine cover. Some sources suggest that Catherine's kindness and warmth helped break Camilla's defenses and penetrate her heart. Nevertheless, there are still hints of tension between the two. Catherine's rising popularity has reportedly caused some discomfort for Camilla, who may feel threatened by the younger woman's growing influence. Additionally, Camilla's efforts to declare her authority as queen consort have led to some friction with Catherine, who may feel that Camilla is overstepping her bounds. It seems that the current king and queen don't agree with the future king and queen, and Camilla wants to stay in power for as long as possible. According to US Weekly, she loves her responsibilities. A source told the media outlet that her whole life she has always wanted to be queen, so she doesn't want to let it go so fast. Despite Charles's cancer battle, Camilla never wanted to relinquish her role to Kate. The two women have similar interests and love doing charity. However, the fight for power and authority keeps getting in their relationship. Also, their personalities are quite different. Queen Camilla is seen as assertive and confident. She is ready to make her authority and power known at all times, while Catherine, on the other hand, is more reserved and conciliatory. The two have great differences and opinions about life. Princess Catherine belongs to the younger generation of royals, while Queen Camilla belongs to the older generation. Despite the tension and differences, the two try to hide their rivalry from the public as much as possible. They are always conscious of the image they present to the public. Overall, the relationship between Queen Camilla and Princess Catherine is influenced by many factors, including their differing backgrounds, personalities, and roles within the royal family. However, Queen Camilla was furious when she saw Catherine wearing the most wanted tiara inherited from Queen Elizabeth. Why did Queen Camilla get mad? Did the tiara belong to her, or was she just jealous? The exquisite Queen Mary's lover's knot tiara embodies regal sophistication. It comprises 19 diamond arches adorned with lovers' knots. This magnificent piece of royal heritage is further elevated by stunning, rare, and lustrous white drop-shaped cultured pearls delicately suspended between each arch, commissioned in 1913 by Queen Mary. This tiara draws inspiration from the Cambridge lover's knot tiara, treasured by her cousin Duchess Jutta of Mecklenburg-Strelitz. Queen Mary's vision led her to dismantle several precious jewels from her collection to craft this masterpiece. Originally designed to reflect the true Cambridge lover's knot tiara, the addition of upright pearls at the top of each arch was later removed by Queen Mary. Since its inception, the lover's knot tiara has graced numerous members of the British royal family. Following Queen Mary's passing in 1953, the tiara became a cherished possession of Queen Elizabeth II. During the early 1950s, Queen Elizabeth adorned this stunning piece regularly, honoring its timeless elegance. An intriguing chapter unfolded when, in 1981, Queen Elizabeth loaned this illustrious tiara to Diana, Princess of Wales, as a wedding gift. Princess Diana, renowned for her grace and style, found the tiara to be awkward and headache-inducing. She often chose the more lightweight Spencer tiara for her public appearances. In a poignant moment of royal tradition, the Queen lent the tiara once more in 2015. This time, it graced the Duchess of Cambridge, who was the newest addition to the British royal family. Princess Catherine attended the diplomatic reception at Buckingham Palace, an annual event by Her Majesty for ambassadors and other governmental officials. She wore a navy Alexander McQueen gown, dangling diamond earrings, and a tiara on her head. Most royal watchers instantly recognized the glittering diadem as Queen Mary's lover's knot tiara, often shortened to the lover's knot. It's the 8th time she's worn it, confirming its position as her favorite, or at least most frequently donned tiara. Catherine has expressed deep respect and admiration for the late Princess Diana, often paying tribute to her through fashion choices and charitable endeavors. It's no wonder she treasured her late mother-in-law's tiara. However, Queen Camilla did not have a sweet and loving relationship with her mother-in-law, Queen Elizabeth. Seeing Catherine wearing the tiara must have stirred up anger and jealousy within her. Queen Elizabeth II used the tiara before being loaned to Princess Diana, who wore it numerous times despite complaining that it gave her a headache. Despite these tensions, the two women continued to maintain their public image as amicable members of the royal family. However, Queen Camilla's position feels threatened, as many people yearn for Catherine to become the next queen and take over the affairs of the royal house. Wearing the tiara at a moment like this is challenging and tough for the queen, hence her display of anger. She could not hold back and got furious seeing Princess Catherine wearing it to the diplomatic reception in the palace. Despite this, the two are still on good terms. Are these enough reasons to justify Queen Camilla's fury at Princess Catherine? What do you think has helped sustain the tradition of the tiara within the royal family? Will Queen Camilla and Princess Catherine's relationship be affected by this single action? What does the future hold for the British royal family?